Non-formal education, or NFE, is any organized, systematic educational activity carried outside the framework of the formal system to provide selected types of learning to the betterment of the population. The non-formal education system is envisioned to those Filipinos who are unable to avail of the formal school system or who have dropped out of the formal school, elementary, and secondary education. The NFE, or non-formal education, offers out-of-school youth, out-of-school adults, functional illiterates, unemployed people, elementary and secondary education dropouts, and industrial workers the possibility of certification. Non-formal education, or NFE, features a 5 learning strand curriculum framework. These are communication skills, or ability to read and write and to apply these skills in solving problems of daily living and assessing new information and opportunities in order to lead a better life. Problem solving and critical thinking, or skills conducive to reading calendars, counting change, reading road signs with numbers, and so on. Sustainable use of resources or productivity. Development of self and sense of community. Expanding one's worldview, Filipinos are part of global community.
Non-formal education in the Philippines is designed to help out of school youth and adults, functional illiterate, unemployed people, elementary and secondary education dropouts, industrial workers who are unable to attend formal education due to economic, social, and geographical limitations in developing literacy and employable and productive skills to have the possibility of certification. Non-formal education concentrates on the acquisition of skills necessary for employability and competitiveness in the labor market. The availability of non-formal education expands educational access to more citizens representing a variety of demographic characteristics, socioeconomic origins, and general interests. In effect, the non-formal subsystem makes education available to a very large number of Filipinos who would otherwise not have an opportunity to participate in any educational opportunities. The non-formal education programs focus on the following thrusts. First, the promotion of literacy programs for the attainment of basics that include numeracy and functional literacy and which are basic needs for every individual. Second, the development of livelihood skills which manifest individual-specific competencies that prepare, improve, and enhance employability and economic productivity. And the third, the expanded certification and equivalency programs which are administered by the formal education subsystem into the non-formal sector.
Basic Literacy Program, or BLP. This program aims to provide illiterate out-of-school children, youth, and adults the basic reading, writing, and numeracy skills. The Basic Literacy Program covers the following core categories: literacy and numeracy, life skills training, childhood care and education, and cultural education. The number of enrollees in this program based on local or field level reports is 62,748 enrollees. Basically, the teaching learning process is in this program utilizes the adult learning principles, making it different from the traditional classroom approaches.
Accreditation and Equivalency Program. This is a certification of learning for out-of-school youth and adults who are unable to avail of the formal school system or who have out of formal elementary or secondary education. This program aims to provide learners a range of alternative pathways in order that they may continue their learning outside of the formal school system and upgrade their skills and competencies and functional literacy. This program covers the following categories: literacy and numeracy, equivalency schooling, and life skills training. The number of enrollees in these programs based on local or field level reports is 38,334 enrollees. Data to be confirmed through National Household Survey. Basically, the teaching-learning approaches in this program applies the adult learning principles, making it different from the traditional approaches.
Indigenous Peoples Education. This addresses the learning needs, interests, aspirations, and worldview of the IPs. This program aims to develop ALS interventions that is acceptable to the IPs in general and specific IP communities in particular, and provide illiterate out-of-school youth and adults the basic reading, writing, and numeracy. This program covers the following categories: literacy and numeracy, life skills training, and cultural education. This is a new program of the Bureau and therefore will have only the data from the pilot areas or less than 500 learners for this initial year.
Informal education. This program is focused on the packaging of special interest short-term courses for continuing education program for specific interests. This program aims to provide interest-based and lifelong learning for individuals and groups with focus on special interests and life experiences geared towards the promotion of personal development. This program covers the following categories: further continuing education or further professional development and life skills training.
Madrasa education. For the marginalized migrant Muslim groups who have moved out of their countries due to a problem on peace and order. This program aims to foster better understanding between the migrant Muslims and their host communities. This program covers the following categories: literacy and numeracy, life skills training, religious education, and equivalency schooling. First, must be a Filipino citizen and a school dropout. Second, must be at least 11 years old for the elementary level or at least 15 years old for the secondary level test. Take note, prospective registrants for elementary level who are between 11 to 13 years old and for secondary level who are between 10 to 17 years old must present a copy of their birth certificates. Third, the prospective registrant shall accomplish the registration. Fourth, shall provide any of the following documents as proof of their identity: copy of birth certificate, copy of marriage contract, Form 137, voter's ID, postal ID, SIM card, driver's license, port, or barangay certificate. Fifth, must provide all required data and affix their signature on the space provided in. Sixth, provide 2 copies of their latest 1x1 picture. Seventh, submit accomplished registration form to registration officer. And eighth, get the lower portion of the registration form for presentation to the examiner on the day of the test.
A test passer of either the elementary or secondary level gets a certificate which bears the signature of the Secretary of the Department of Education. This allows a passer to mainstream in the educational system of the country. It offers him or her the following opportunities: enroll as high school freshmen for elementary level passers. 2. Enroll in post-secondary courses, technical or vocational 2 for 5-year course of the CHED for private colleges and universities, and PASUC for government-owned controlled member and institutions. 3. Access to Meralco Foundation Incorporated and TESDA skills training programs. 4. Acquire eligibility for government employment positions under CSC Resolution number 499. 5. Access to better jobs. 6. Give you a brighter future than not finishing any grade level.
Back comes up, boy, you got my heartbeat running away, beating like a drum that's coming your way. Can't you hear the boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, bass? Got that super bass, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, bass. Got that super bass, boom, boom.